What is going on, guys? JD from New York here. Thank you so much for tuning back into the channel. This is something that I've been looking forward to for several months, man. The voice is a little bit better this morning. I took some recommendations from the people who watched my NXT review last night. If you missed that, link will be in the annotation that you see on the screen. We talk about Tommaso Ciampa and his reason why he broke up DIY and turned on his partner Johnny Gargano. We talk about the need for a mid-card title in NXT as well. All that in the NXT review, which was uploaded last night. Today, you're getting Lucha Underground all night long. Again, Johnny Mundo versus Damac. Can't wait to talk about this, man, because what we seen last night from Lucha Underground, it is certainly going to be one of the best matches of the year when all is said and done and people compile their lists. It's fucking awesome, man. What a night. What a great way for Lucha Underground to start the second half of Season 3. So this is your official review, results. We're going to go over the entire show, what made this match so memorable. In fact, it was the only match on the show for last night's episode of Lucha Underground. I want to thank everybody for the love and support, as always, for this channel, towards this channel, for this podcast. You guys are the lifeblood of everything that goes on here, and I want to thank everybody. You showed up in decent numbers, man. I am going to start uploading the NXT review after the show goes off the air. I think a lot of you are awake and are awaiting my opinion on what we've seen, and it's only going to get better as we head towards TakeOver Brooklyn. So you guys did awesome with that. Numbers were fantastic for that. Numbers have been fantastic all week as far as likes and comments and all that stuff, man. Hopefully YouTube is starting to level out. I see a nice positive change in the ad revenue, and I see a lot of positive change in terms of interaction. So hopefully things are evening out. But continue what you guys are doing, man. I'm loving it, and I greatly appreciate it. If you support the show, man, if you want to support the show, the best way to do that is monthly through Patreon. Patreon.com/JDFROMNY206. You guys can pledge monthly. If you guys appreciate the content, you guys get early access for the #1 fucking podcast on YouTube.com. That is Off the Script. You guys get exclusive Discord access to everybody who is part of the Team Patreon, Team JD. You guys get exclusive rights to the Discord. I think I'm going to pop up in there sometime today to say what's up to everybody. I haven't been in there for a little bit, but you guys seem to love it. And I wanted to get a Q&A out this week. I don't know if it's going to happen this week, man. I'm just so I'm so backed up on everything. There's just so much shit going on. And I had to get ready for the IRW network, which I want to clean up the podcast that I recorded for Eric Bischoff, Nick Hausman, and the IRW network. That's going live this afternoon. Keep an eye out on that. We'll talk about that in a second. But if you guys enjoy what I do here, man, and you guys want to support, as little as $1 a month goes a long way, man. There's several thousand people that listen to this podcast every single day, every single week, every single month. If you guys reach in and pull out that dollar, and instead of buying your nice, cool, crisp Arizona green tea in the can that you guys usually see for $1, which I love it, you guys can support the show, man. That's the easiest way for me to put it, man. As little as $1 a month goes a long way. Patreon.com/JDFROMNY206. Another great way is through my friends over at Audible. You guys, you know, you kicked ass towards the end of the month, man. When I took my little break, there was little to no activity on Audible, which is understandable because I was away. But let's pick that back up, man. Let's make June one of our best months. Audibletrial.com/offthescript. You guys get 30 days free to try Audible service. For absolutely free, no charge to you, compatible with iPhone and Android, and there's over 180,000 books to choose from, man. So if you guys don't want anything wrestling related, you guys got a sea of books you can choose from, but the wrestling related content is there, man. Daniel Bryan, Shawn Michaels, AJ Lee with her new book, Crazy is My Superpower. If not on there already, it will be there. Justin Roberts' new book and his journey and his story in the WWE. Roddy Piper, Dusty Rhodes, Bob Holly, the death of WCW, Brock Lesnar, Hulk Hogan. They're all on there, man. So make sure you guys go and check that out. Audibletrial.com/offthescript. Absolutely fantastic way to support the show, and it's to no charge or no cost to you, and it merely takes seconds. So if you guys want something for free, Audible's giving you a free audiobook today just for listening. audibletrial.com/offthescript. And as always, Barbershop Window is always open. We are an official partner with Barbershop Window, who is affiliated with Pro Wrestling Tees, who I am partnered with, ProWrestlingTees.com. And you guys can go to my online shop, barbershopwindow.com/offthescript for your official JD merchandise. You're going to see 9 different designs on there, including the new JD Isnegan Get Off My TV Hit List shirt. That is the newest design. If you guys want to get the original JD Isnegan shirt, it's also there. The Big Show, Get Off My TV, Roman Reigns, Eva Marie, Dana Brooke, Nobody is Safe. I'm waiting for Stephanie McMahon to come back to television so I can make a fucking t-shirt and put her on it because she's awful. But it's all on there, man. Great way to support the show as well. barbershopwindow.com/offthescript. Thank you guys so much for your love and support. Follow me on Twitter at JDFromNY206 and hit that subscribe button down below with the bell for the notifications so you guys know when I upload every time I upload. I want to see how well this Lucha Underground review does, man. If it's something that is going to be wanted by you guys each and every week, I will continue to do it. If not, I'm thinking about moving it over to the IRWnetwork.com, where today you guys are going to see or hear, you're going to get a 1992 review of the Royal Rumble. And we're going to go through the Survivor Series 91 and the Gravest Challenge. We're going to go through Tuesday in Texas. Both of those big shows had Hogan and The Undertaker. And we're going to talk about all that and the events that led up to the 1992 Royal Rumble. IRWnetwork.com. You guys can subscribe to Off the Script there, and it's going to be all new content you are not going to hear anywhere else. So if you guys love what I do, if you guys love my voice and my opinion and my direction and my just bluntness about the WWE product, instead of talking about the bullshit that we're seeing now, we're going to be talking about the bullshit that we seen back when we were growing up. So if you guys want to see or hear Off the Script Retro, that is going to be live this afternoon on the IRWnetwork.com. Links will be down in the description. It's IRWnetwork.com. Subscribe to JD from NY, Off the Script. You're going to hear some awesome fucking shit today. Debut episode 1 of Off the Script Retro. Thank you guys so much, and I look forward to each and every one of you signing up for Off the Script on IRW Network. Thank you to Mr. Eric Bischoff and Nick Hausman for bringing me on board. I will indeed make them proud. And I still got to call Verizon. This fucking box keeps beeping, this backup battery box. I don't know what's going on, but you call them and then they never fucking show up, or they like, yeah, we'll give you a time window between 12 and 6. Yeah, like I have nothing else to, to do all day. You fucking asshole. What if I got to step out and buy the cats food? What if I got to go fucking, go grab a slice of pizza down the block, Go fuck yourself, I hate the cable providers and the fucking people who work for them. I'm thinking about getting rid of cable altogether and just getting PlayStation View. But then I won't get to watch Lucha Underground, which is on Verizon. So that's one of the main reasons why I end up keeping it. But speaking of Lucha Underground, let's talk about last night's show. Now, let me go back to January. It's been since January since we've seen Lucha Underground. Long fucking time, man. We had to wait 6 months to get Lucha Underground. Now, on the January 11th show, okay, we seen Dario Cueto. We're going to go over a few things that happened on that show, none of which really picked up from last night's show. It was all about Mundo, it was about Mac, and it was about All Night Long. That was all it was about. But some of the things that we took away from the last episode of Lucha Underground on January 11, Cueto met with Delgado, and they were discussing Cage, who won an ultimate opportunity by beating Tejano, okay, in a best of 5. That was that. Cage won a magical gauntlet. Now, you're probably wondering, what the fuck is that? Lucha Underground mixes, this completely bizarre notion of like science fiction and non-reality with great wrestling action. The gauntlet that was given to Cage reminded me of something that you'll find in The Legend of Zelda back in the earlier games, where, you know, you come across a big boulder and Link can't pick it up because he doesn't have an item or something that he found in a treasure chest in a dungeon somewhere. You know, the only way Link could pick up those big boulders is when he had that big glove, that power glove that you usually get from the Gorons. That's exactly what it reminded me of. Or in a simpler way, just it looks like a fucking something that Dr. Claw would wear in Inspector Gadget, something like that. But this gauntlet has powers, mystical powers, unknown powers, and that was that, you know? So I don't know where that's going to lead with Cage. Is it going to bring him to the main event scene? Is it going to really make him an unstoppable monster? And I'm interested in seeing what happens with that. Dragon Azteca, on the other hand, while all this was going on, demanded that his life ends early. And by that I mean he demanded a fucking match against Matanza, which was not only just a match, it was a death match. So that was granted. So he got what he wanted. Then we got Johnny Mundo and the Mac. They did their best to hype their all-night-long match. That was before we actually came to last night. Cage defeated Veneno, who was nothing but Detective Cortez in a disguise, so that he can get back into the temple and do his business. Cage was a little different than what we normally see. He was a little bit more physical. He was a little bit more angry, which I'm assuming has to do with the magical gauntlet that he's wearing. Sexy Star attacks Veneno, assuming that he, I don't know what was going on with Sexy Star at the time. They were showcasing Sexy Star in the locker room, and they had her finding spiders in her locker, in the locker room, and that was pretty much it. I don't know what was going on with that, but she thought Sexy Star thought that Veneno was delivering the spiders, playing mind games with her in the locker room, which was not the case. It was not the case at all. So we're going to have to pick up that story as well. That's going to be another story going on into Lucha Underground. So Veneno was attacked by Sexy Star. Prince Puma, a.k.a. Ricochet, who I absolutely fucking love, man. He's fucking awesome. He was coming back. He's come back from the dead, right? Because Mil Muertes buried him in a Grave Consequences match. Trained, and he was training to come back and get his revenge on Mil Muertes. Katrina comes out and tries to seduce him, which is a very difficult thing to not have happen, man. I mean, if Katrina's standing behind me and she wants to seduce me, by all means, honey, do what you gotta do. I'm not moving a muscle, man. Why would I want to? You know? And Katrina says it's never the same once you die. Puma then sees the blood and pain of Mil. That's it. That's it. Before he even can finish the sentence, Katrina says that she had a similar vision of pain and blood. But it wasn't Mil's. It was Puma's. She then vanishes, right? She can seduce me and vanish wherever you want to, honey. As long as you seduce me, I'm fine. So she disappeared. Puma then, went about his business continuing training for Mil Muertes. That's going to be another interesting aspect of this second half of Season 3 for Lucha Underground. Now, my favorite thing about Lucha Underground, the monster Matanza Cueto, defeated Dragon Azteca Jr. in a death match, and Azteca Jr. might as well be dead because Matanza chokeslammed him through the fucking bleachers of the temple. This brought out Rey Mysterio. Mysterio returned and brawled with Matanza, and Matanza wants to kill him too because of what happened in Aztec Warfare 3. Which was fantastic. Rey ended up backdropping Matanza through the ceiling of the storage room in the temple. So they were destroying the entire fucking temple during the first half of the mid-season finale of Season 3. Temple was being destroyed. Dario comes out. He has everyone evacuate the fucking temple because he doesn't know if his brother's dead or not. The show closed with Marty the Moth being tied up in some random looking warehouse building, and Marty was creeping. Now, I wouldn't creep, but he clearly has the right female to do that type of thing if he wants, because Melissa Santos is fucking gorgeous. Marty was creeping Melissa Santos as she was evacuating the temple. She was getting into a limo. Marty the Moth was spying on her. Mariposa, who a lot of people assume was leaving the spiders in Sexy Star's locker. We don't know yet, but Mariposa, Marty the Moth's sister, knocked him out, kidnapped her own brother. She beat him up and left, and then told him that he did good, noting that the Moth has finally seen the light. I don't know. It's interesting. They leave you with a lot of interesting information here and storylines as we go into the second half of Season 3, which is very good. I'm eagerly awaiting to see what happens with Mysterio and Matanza. I'm definitely interested in Puma and Muertes, and the situation with Cage and the Magical Gauntlet is proving to be interesting as well. But regardless of all that, that's where we last left off. The biggest thing there is what we seen last night. Mundo versus Mac for the Lucha Underground Championship all night long. And we're going to talk about that in just a second. Before we begin to talk about this match, guys, there's a few things I want to go over and explain to you what I seen as far as this match. Right off the bat, Johnny Mundo is a fucking star. He is a legit star. You think about all the superstars that WWE has ruined and let go over the past several years. You got Cody Rhodes up there. Completely fucking stupid. What did they do with Damian Sandow? Wasted him. Great fucking heel gimmick. Never even came close to reaching his full potential. Ever. They wasted him. Right? Ryback. They fucked Ryback up. When Ryback first came in, they had the right idea about him. Loss after loss after loss ruined Ryback. And I'm sure there's others on that list. I'm sure there are others on that list. But when you think back to superstars that WWE let go and didn't treat fairly or didn't find value in, Johnny Mundo is going to be at the top or near the top of that list. The guy is a legit fucking superstar. He looks it. He wrestles like it. He carries himself like a fucking champion. And if you can't see Johnny Mundo on SmackDown challenging AJ Styles for the WWE Championship, I don't know where the fuck your mind is at, man. That's the way I see Johnny Mundo. Johnny Nitro, whatever you want to call him, right? If WWE doesn't make an attempt to bring him back, how stupid can they be? At this point, I don't even know if Mundo would want to be back with the current state of WWE. They'll probably place him on Raw, and they'll probably have him job to fucking Roman Reigns. You know, he deserves better than that. He deserves to be treated like the way he's been treated in Lucha Underground, like a fucking head of the class type of guy. You know? Who would want to go to Raw? Just listen to Brian Kendrick's podcast interview with Stone Cold Steve Austin, where he described the lack of support on Monday Night Raw for everything. The lack of support for the cruiserweights. There's no direction. The fact that the agents and the higher-ups and the tutelage that's missing. There's no tutelage from the veterans to the younger guys. It's a fucking mess. It's a fucking mess. Why would you want to expose yourself to that type of environment again? So, Johnny Mundo is better off doing what he's doing here in Lucha Underground. He steps one foot in the WWE, they'll think back to, oh, this is that old guy that was in that, what was the name of that tag team that was named after the fucking candy? Oh, Eminem. Right? That's all they think about. The fucking young punk with the nice abs. This guy can't wrestle. Fuck him. Put him on 205 Live. Give me a fucking break, man. Johnny Mundo's a star. No question. Reason why he's the Lucha Underground champion. Reason why he's one of the best things in wrestling today. In my opinion. Mac is fucking awesome in his own right. Mac is fucking awesome in his own right. Big guy. You look at him, all night long, Iron Man match. Is he going to last even half the match? He did. He did. Mac has got a nice presence in the ring, man. He's got a nice intensity, you know, and I like him. He might not look like the quintessential world champion, but for a man that size to last 52 minutes, got to give him props somewhere, man. Mac is fucking awesome. And he's got one hell of a stunner. So both guys giving you their everything inside the temple on Wednesday night. Another thing I want to make mention of. We all complain about the commercials during the wrestling show, how they take you out of the match, how they ruin the momentum of the match. Lucha Underground and El Rey picked the perfect spots to go to commercial break. It didn't take me out of the action. In fact, I only wanted to see more of the action, and I didn't mind the commercial breaks. But the one thing that I did like is the fact that Matt Stryker said, we're going to take our last commercial break, and then we're going to be with you for the duration of this match until we crown a new Lucha Underground champion or Mundo retains the title, whatever. The last 15 minutes or so were commercial free. He didn't have any advertisements whatsoever. If this was Monday Night Raw, they would have went to commercial at fucking 10:58, and they wouldn't have got back till 11:04, and then we would have seen the fucking climax of the match. I'm like, what the fuck happened? How did we get there? 15 minutes of just all-out wrestling action with no commercial break. I love it. Gotta pick your commercial spots right. And that's exactly what El Rey and Lucha Underground did. I appreciate that, man. I really do. All night long, Mundo and Mac. JD, what's an all night long? It's an Iron Man match. Very simple. Iron Man match, most pinfalls at the end, wins. If Mundo gets the most pinfalls, he retains the title. If Mac gets the most pinfalls, he is crowned the new Lucha Underground champion. It didn't take long for Mundo to come out on top here. Right out of the gate, Mundo wins the first pinfall in less than 5. In less than 5 minutes. And this was a very, very nice way to set up that first pinfall, man. He outsmarted Mac. He outsmarted Mac. He used his environment to his advantage. They were battling on the top rope, right? I think Mac was going for a superplex of sorts. They were battling on the top rope, battling for position. Mundo used the environment to his advantage. Mac was reaching. Mundo backed away. Mundo started to climb down the steel post and use that to evade Mac's grasp. So when that happened, he seen an opening. Mundo kicked Mac out from the second turnbuckle. He kicked him through the middle rope. Mac falls down to the mat. Mundo sees an opening. He hits his end of the world corkscrew. Done. 1, 2, 3. Now, when I look at Mundo's end of the world, I normally don't see a finishing move that's going to finish off an opponent. But last night, that first end of the world was beautiful. I still don't think it's a finishing move that's going to finish off anybody. But for Mundo, it works. When Mundo does it, it looks great. Because he's athletic as fuck. But it got the job done. First pinfall, Mundo's up 1-0. 4 minutes and 25 seconds. End of the world. Beautifully placed. And Mac is already down 1-0. Now, the second pinfall happens 5 minutes after this. We get Mundo up 2-0. And how this was set up. Mundo was on the apron. Mac jockeying for position. Again, Mundo seen an opening. Hits a beautiful disaster kick. Sets up Mac and heads to the corner to slow climb. And Mundo was cocky, arrogant. He didn't take Mac, in the beginning anyway, for all that much. He figured, you know what, this is going to be a walk in the park. Mundo then rolls up Mac and gets the pin. But it wasn't a clean pin. He rolls up Mac, but he hooks the top rope, giving himself more leverage. Mundo is up 2-0 now. So we get an end of the world for the first pinfall, and we get a cheap roll-up by Mundo for the second pinfall. Mundo's up 2-0. This looks like Mac is headed down the wrong path. He's headed for disaster in this Lucha Underground Championship. But, again, That pin took place at 11 minutes. And after that, it only took another 4 minutes for the next pinfall. Rapid fire here all night long. Mac sends Mundo to the floor. Wipes him out with a fucking tope. Mac, if you've seen the Mac and you look at him, you'd be like, oh, this guy can't fly. He's a fat slob. Mac does topes over the top rope. He's got it all. For a man his size to be that athletic, I love it, man. They're brawling on the floor. Mac takes control. Rolls Mundo back in the ring. Near fall for a 2. Mac then hits an exploder. An exploder. And rolls Mundo to the apron. Springboard. And then Mac rolls through. Mundo hit a springboard. Okay? Mundo went for a fucking springboard off the ropes. Mac caught him. Power slam style. Rolled through. And Mac turned that from a crossbody position. Mac turned that into a sit-out powerbomb that was fucking gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. Finally gets a pinfall. 2-1. Mundo is now up 2-1. His lead is cut in half. This is where we get a bunch of shit just going down all at once, man. This is where things really start picking up. Okay, they start going back and forth, right? They start trading blows. Mac hits a headbutt that fucking rings out through the temple. Don't know how they do it. Jack Gallagher does the same fucking thing, man. I don't know what the secret is to making those headbutts sound so fucking great, but they sound fucking great, man. Then he runs into a Spanish fly for a 2. Okay? I don't know how the fuck Mundo did that, but whatever. Mundo is Mundo. Mac cuts him off, follows him up, hits a fallaway slam off the ropes. Mac covers for a 2, not nearly enough. They start battling up top. They start trading blows again. Mundo rakes the eyes, sending Mac to the floor. Mundo then hits a corkscrew high cross. Mundo then starts favoring his leg. This is where I'm like, oh shit, what the fuck happened? They fooled me. They fooled me, man. Mundo looked like he hurt himself. Doing that corkscrew, it looked like he hurt his leg. Match stops dead in its tracks. Referees are coming over. They're checking on Mundo. They even bring out the fucking stretcher. The stretcher is there. And it's not one of these fucking ambulance stretchers that they wheel. They bring out the fucking board. That's all they bring. The fucking board. So the match stops dead in its tracks. And then Mac, comes in. And he starts checking on Mundo. It's like, what the fuck is going on here? He starts checking on Mundo. He's trying to have some compassion. He really thought the match was fucking, coming to a halt. I'm like, fuck. Mac's not going to try and win the title now. He's not going to have an opportunity to win the title. But as soon as everybody has their back turned, as soon as Mac has his back turned, Mundo in, I don't know what you would call it. It's definitely a Ric Flair moment, Mundo, nothing wrong with him. He gets up and he low blows Mac and then delivers a fucking explosive DDT. Mac's head bounces off the fucking mat. 1, 2, 3 with the fucking screw job. He stole another pinfall from Mac. Mundo up 3-1 now. 3-1. So things are not looking good for the Mac right now. So after Johnny Mundo and his theatrics here, which I thought were fantastic, and I'm wondering to myself at this point, does he have any more tricks up his sleeve? Well, to be honest with you, that wasn't even the brunt of it. There was more chaos on the way. We get fucking Mac angry that he lost and showed compassion for Mundo. He picks up the stretcher, throws the stretcher to the outside. Mundo on the outside, like a coward, because he knew he fucked over Mac. He's on the outside. Mac takes the stretcher, throws it to the outside in anger, tries to throw it at Mundo. Mundo takes the stretcher up the stairs of the temple. So now he's at the top of the stage where the wrestlers come down. Mac chases him. Mundo's trying to take the stretcher, ram it into Mac's gut. Mac takes the stretcher, slams Mundo on the stretcher, on the concrete, on the stairs. He ties Mundo to the stretcher, ties him up. And I didn't know what was coming here, but he takes Mundo, who's strapped to the stretcher, slides him down and gives him a fucking ride. He'll never forget. Mundo slides all the way down the temple stairs, hits the bottom step hard. Mac comes down the steps with Mundo still tied to the apron, flips it over. Mundo is flipped over on the apron or on the stretcher to the floor, and he's flipped over and his face hits the concrete. So that was that. Beautiful fucking spot, and I loved it, man. So Mundo flipped over while on the stretcher, hits his face on the concrete. Mac rolls him right into the ring, quick, rapid fire. He knew he had an advantage here. Rolls him into the ring, stunner. 1, 2, 3. Mac is now only down 3-2. He's cut the lead in half. Okay. Mundo tries to run away. At this point, Mundo trying to get off the stretcher. He tries to run away. He goes underneath the ring. He goes underneath the ring. Okay. And at this point, I don't know what the fuck was going on. Mundo's underneath the ring. Then we see Mundo emerge and run away. Mundo goes underneath the ring. He emerges from underneath the ring and runs away. Okay, Mac is chasing him through the back, past Dario's office, down the hallway. Nobody knows what the fuck's going on. All of a sudden, we see Mundo come underneath from the ring with a kendo stick. And I'm like, what the fuck is going on here? So who the fuck is Mac chasing? So, a Johnny Mundo impersonator led Mac all the way around Dario's office, through the fucking backstage area. They led right back to the fucking ring. Mundo waiting behind Dario's office like a fucking thief in the night, slams Mac in the back with a kendo stick. So who the fuck was he chasing? Ended up being PJ Black. PJ Black was underneath the ring, fooled Mac. He was dressed in Johnny Mundo gear, dressed in fucking black hair, dyed his hair black. It's like, what the fuck, dude? All of a sudden, Mundo now has an advantage. Kendo sticks from both Black and Mundo now working on Mac. All of a sudden, Son of Havoc comes with kendo sticks of his own. Comes with 2 kendo sticks. We got Havoc now laying into Mundo and Black. So that was that. Mac was taken out. Mac was taken out. Son of Havoc now is laying into both of these guys. So Havoc takes out both Mundo and Black. He sees Mac on the floor. Knocks on Dario's office. Give me something to drink. Dario gives him water. He's like, what the fuck is this? Water. Give me beer. I need alcohol. So Dario goes into his office. He grabs 2 cans of Modelo, Mexican beer, opens them motherfuckers up, clinks the cans, douses Mac with the fucking beer, and Mac wakes up like fucking, now I'm ready to go. Mac wakes up, he's got beer dripping down his fucking face, he's soaking wet, crowd's going fucking crazy. Mac is back in this thing. So he's revived. Son of Havoc revives the Mac. And Dario's just standing there laughing. This is fucking great, crowd's going crazy. Mac gets a kendo stick, lays into Mundo with kendo shots. Havoc's taking out PJ Black. Havoc and Mac then set up 2 tables. Black takes out Havoc with more kendo shots. Mundo then cuts a promo, taking out Mac again before that, then cuts a promo. Mac is taken out again. We got Mundo on the microphone telling the mariachi band that plays before every episode of Lucha Underground, play me a victory song. Starts air guitaring. Play me a victory song. So they start playing. Mundo thinks his victory song is playing. All of a sudden, we get who I thought was a member of the fucking band jumps off the fucking stage with a cross body. I'm over here laughing my ass off like, what the fuck is going on? Cross body off the fucking stage. It ended up being Sexy Star. So now we got Sexy Star and Son of Havoc along with the Mac now trying to give aid to Mac against Mundo and PJ Black. Mac and Mundo go to the apron. Okay? After all this, Sexy Star, Son of Havoc, take out PJ Black. Mac's got Mundo where he wants him. Remember those 2 tables that were set up? Inverted fucking pile driver. Through the tables, to the concrete, rolls him into the ring. Mac gets another pinfall. It's tied 3-3. They then go. Mac, smart, goes for repeated covers. He got the third pinfall. It's tied up. He goes for another one because he knows that table spot was it. This could be it. I could be up. Mundo's hurt. Goes for cover. Mundo kicks out. They roll through. Repeated covers. Mac, cover. No. Mundo, cover. No. Mac, cover. No. Repeated rapid-fire covers. It's getting down to the last couple of minutes here. Only 5 minutes left. So, Mundo rolls to the fucking floor. After all this, still standing after that fucking pile driver, I don't know how, rolls to the floor, gets another table. Mac's like, all right, you son of a bitch. I'll take your table and raise you a fucking ladder. So he gets a ladder, and we got less than 5 minutes left at this point. Mundo slams Mac in the corner. He sets up the ladder in the corner, okay? The ladder, big ladder, sets it up horizontally on the middle turnbuckle, okay? Now, Mac Irish whips him into the ladder, but Mundo, I don't know how he did this, because there wasn't much space between the turnbuckle itself and the ladder and where it was placed. Mundo leapfrogs over the fucking ladder and lands in between the turnbuckle and the ladder, that small little slit that's there. Not much room, but he does it. It was a nice spot, okay? So he jumps over the ladder, and Mac slams it into Mundo, pushes the ladder into him, covers him for a 2, Mundo kicks out. Mundo then trips Mac onto the ladder. Mac goes face first into the ladder, lays him on it. He lays him on the ladder, and he heads up to the turnbuckle to do his finisher, End of the World. Mac moves. Mundo misses End of the World. He hits the ladder instead. Mac sets up the ladder. Remember the table? Table's in the ring. The table that Mundo brought in the ring. He takes the table, sets it up, and he lays Mundo on top of the table. Now, Mac slowly, and this is where the fucking I'm at the edge of my seat type of shit happens. I'm like, fuck, is he gonna do it? He's climbing up the fucking ladder. I know if I'm Mac, I don't give a fuck how much energy I got left. I'm fucking sprinting up that ladder. I don't know what he was gonna do. He took his time. And then all of a sudden, Ricky Mandel comes out of nowhere. Apparently he's a fanboy of Mundo. He jumps up to the fucking top turnbuckle and grabs Mac's leg. Sexy Star and Havoc come back and take this guy away, take him out. Mac then finally climbs the ladder. Huge frog splash. I thought he was going to miss. He nailed Mundo with the frog splash off the ladder. And we get a cover. And there was literally, when Mac made the cover, there was 2 seconds left. 1, 2, and as the referee's hand came down, the bell rung. Melissa Santos is like, this all-night-long match ends in a draw. Still your Lucha Underground champion, Johnny Mundo. Fucking bullshit, man. What a fucking match. After the match, Johnny Mundo's clutching his fucking title. He's clutching his fucking title. Dario Cueto comes out of the fucking office. He's like, there's no draws in my temple. I thought he was going to restart the fucking match then and there. He says, next week, 1 pinfall to a finish. And I don't care if it takes all night long. Again. So we got another World Championship match next week. Mundo, Mac, for the Lucha Underground Championship. 1 more fall to determine who is the real winner. At the end of the match, Johnny Mundo gets up, clutching his championship. Mac turns him around, stunner. And the show goes off the air with Mac holding the world title, man. Absolutely fucking fantastic match. Such a fun fucking match, man. If you guys got Lucha Underground, if you guys got El Right, you gotta watch it, man. I did the best I could to go over the most important parts of the match. You got to go and watch it. It is fun. It will easily be the best thing you watch this week in terms of professional wrestling, and will be definitely in the top matches of 2017. That was a fun fucking match, man. And I watched this at 2:30 in the morning. Still wide awake. I'm like, fucking shit, man. This is fucking great. Lucha Underground is back with a vengeance. They went right for the fucking kill. Exactly what we needed, man. All we wanted after this week's disastrous fucking wrestling is all this match is. Fun. Great fucking action. Edge of your seat action. That's exactly what Lucha Underground did, and it fucking delivered. I'm so happy it's back. Can't wait to see what happens next week with Mundo and Mac. Once again, one fall to a finish for the Lucha Underground Championship. Kudos to everybody. Great fucking show. Best show of the week by far. Lucha Underground, and the second half of Season 3 is quickly underway. I'm JD. Thank you guys so much. If you enjoyed the video, hit that thumbs up. Let me know what you're thinking down below, and I will see you all next week right here for more Lucha Underground coverage. Follow me on Twitter at JDFROMNY206, and check out the sponsors, man. Barbershopwindow.com/offthescript for your t-shirts. audibletrial.com/offthescript for your free audio book. And check out the Patreon page, man. Patreon.com/JDFROMNY206. I'll be back this week with Off the Script, this weekend with Off the Script, and I'll be back with more Lucha Underground coverage next week right here on YouTube.com. I am JD. Thank you guys so much, and I'll see you all later this weekend for more great WWE content. I'll talk to you later.